Hello and welcome to another episode of the Behind the Host podcast here on the Boostly podcast. So today we are joined by Karolina Jozwik. Karolina Jozwik is a host. She's got 3 units of her own, and overall she's got extra units that she co-hosts as well, which we're going to be diving in, asking questions about today. So overall 14 units under her control. She's based in Glasgow and the surrounding areas, up to an hour out of Glasgow. And what we're really diving into today is a bit of information about her experience with being a Team Boostly member, how to co-host, and also just to get to know her and her business. So welcome along, Karolina. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's really good, to do this live. And that's me.
Cool. Well, first question is, so I know we mentioned you're based in Glasgow, but can you tell the people listening in a little bit more about your properties and what brings people to the area?
Glasgow is perfect place for people because we have got 2 airports. It's Glasgow and Edinburgh is close. And sometimes Edinburgh is too expensive for people. Why people choose Glasgow? Also, we are like 1 hour from Highlands, Loch Lomond, and all travel people just stop. We have got from Glasgow Mogai, you start West Highland Way. That is very popular walk, and lots of people have to stop in Glasgow. Also, we have got SSI Hydro. That is a big, for all live events. And why we choose Glasgow? And I live in Glasgow. And for me, starting point 8 years ago was start on my garden. Yeah, because it's everything easy. I have got 10-15 minutes driving to my apartments.
I think it's so underrated, the fact that if hosts listening really should look to their local area first, because it's an area which you've got obviously good knowledge about, and an area where you can specialize in, isn't it?
Yes, and when we start hearing about the new regulation coming to Scotland, that was, I think, 2 years before COVID, I started thinking, okay, we have to have got some backup, and it's why I bought the caravan just 2 weeks before lockdown. That was scary time because we get key 2 weeks, and after that everything was shut down. And just before second lockdown, we bought another property lodge in the park. Yeah, and everything is going good and great. And new regulations are coming to Scotland soon. We are still waiting for update from council. For now, we don't know we can still operate it because we have got apartments in buildings, and they don't say how they will be resolved the problem between us and council. Yeah. Next week we have got meeting with council, me and other hosts, because we have got small community, and keep together for updates what is going on, and hopefully we get some more information. But I have got my backup. My other properties outside.
That's cool. That's cool. And that goes to show that spreading the type of units and, sort of a little bit of area, that you've kind of hedged your bets there a little bit as to what happens. So if there's a problem that you couldn't host in the apartment, fingers crossed there won't be, but you've, like you say, you've got the caravan, you've got the ones which are outside area as well. So one of the there's a lot to unpack there, but I think the first thing, especially for the people listening, Karolina, can you explain how you got started with short-term rental? I know you said that was 8 years ago, but how did you get started? And also, whereabouts are you from as well?
I am from Poland. I come to Scotland in 2006 just for 1 year. I finished my university. I say, oh my God, I don't like my job. I'm bookkeeper. I hate be in one place. I love, be around. I can't sit on the table, on the desk from 9 to 5. That's absolutely not me. I jumped to the plane, landed here, and I start thinking I have to change something in my life when my kids born, because we don't have grandmother here. And if we both work, that was like just seeing high five. I have to go to the work. And I opened cleaning company. Just a couple weeks after when I opened, I meet amazing guy, Robert. He asked me for cleaning his properties, his Airbnb. In this point, I don't know what's that. What's that? Okay, I can go try, speak. Why not? And after a couple of weeks, oh my God, that's amazing business. I have to jump to this. And I am rent to rent. And he both new apartment, and I asked him, can you rent me this apartment and I can make Airbnb? It's absolutely not a problem. It's how I have now free apartment. We are still friends and everything is going good. Yeah. And after that, I start learning how help other hosts if they don't have time to run the property, is how I am co-host for others as well. Yeah.
That's amazing. So it goes to show that, the opportunities within hospitality is huge, but also by having that good relationship,
Yes. It's
that
connection,
carried on.
relationships, that's the main point, because if you don't know someone, how people can trust you?
Yeah, 100%. And there'll be a lot of people listening to this just going, well, how do I get started? Well, what you've done there is go out there and build these connections, have be in and around the jobs which are needed for hosting and short-term rental, like you say, like people who can manage guest communication, the cleaning, the maintenance, them kind of services. There's a lot of opportunity, and that can give you experience of short-term let as well. So you mentioned that you do co-hosting as well. So I know there'll be a lot of people listening who will be wondering, how do you get into co-hosting? And is there any tips that you've got for people?
For me, everything is because I have got cleaning company, and everyone know me like a cleaner. Yeah. Even if I meet someone, I was doing the deep cleaning for the letting agency. And he said, oh, you have got Airbnb, how it's working? And I sit with this guy, explain him, and he gave me free apartment for co-hosting. He's amazing, because I just sent him invoice and that's it. He never involved. He's happy with me because I take the problem from his head, and every month I just send invoice, how much you earn, how much I take, and that's me. Mostly is recommendation from other people, or sometimes I'm on the host group in Glasgow. If someone, I don't know, away for 2 months and need help, I just jump in. I can help you. I can take this property for short time, and you can go away where you have to go. Yeah. And don't worry, I sorted everything.
Do you know, there's three things I want to dive into there. So the first one is how you're aware of the problem that you're solving for the landlord. It's so important to actually, hey, I can solve this problem. You can have your time back because I'll co-host it on your behalf, and you just have to pay me the invoice and that's it. Do you know what I mean? The second thing you mentioned there was actually referrals. Most of yours has come from referrals, and again, that's talking about, first of all, building good relationships, but also delivering on what you say you're going to do. It's amazing. And the third one there you mentioned was Facebook. So you can use free social media to pick up more co-hosting units, which is amazing.
That's exactly, just connect with other hosts, because always, even sometimes we need help. I sometimes we are away for holiday, and my staff after COVID is smaller, because we lost, before COVID I have got 20. Now we have got just 14. And sometimes we need help because we are away or something happened to my life. And I have got always backup in other hosts and ask, can you clean for me this property? Just help us. Yeah. And people say yes, because the people know, because you connect with people. Yeah.
That makes sense. And there's two, off the back of that, there's two sort of different ways I want to go. The first thing is, obviously, it sounds like hosting has really, changed your life and really helped you. What is your favorite thing about being a host?
I love to connect with people, and I love travel, and hosting just allowed me to have my freedom, because I don't have office, I don't have to work. I can just take my laptop and work from outside, and give me money freedom. Yeah, because it's good money. Yeah, if you are co-hosting. And I love, when people have got good experience. If someone stay with me and say that was amazing, can we come back next year? Say absolutely not a problem. You are welcome back every time.
Oh yeah, I mean, that is, like you say, it's the opportunity is huge, and we get enjoyment out of being a host. So the other side of the question that I want to go down is, what has been the biggest challenge? What have you not enjoyed, and what has been the biggest challenge, but what have you learned from it?
The big challenge was for me when the COVID hit. And that was a couple months when I really give up. I really give up with everything. I just left hosting, because we lost like 50% of my company. And 4 months I was like on the backstage. I just left everything. I said, to my husband, you can do everything. I am just, message guest. That's me. That was hard for me, because one day you just lose everything. You just see like everything go down. But after 3 months, I said, oh my God, I have to go back. I have reboot everything back to normal. I start learning, I start listening. Is how I become a Boostly member, because I said there is have to be something who help me, back to the track and enjoy hosting.
Oh, amazing. And just to summarize, I mean, how you felt at the time, it sounds as though you're at a bit of a loss.
Yes, I get lost because we lost everything in, like, I can say 48 hours, because the lockdown was, is lockdown in Scotland. The lockdown was longer than other countries, because some countries still can on. The Scotland was really, really strict. England, I think already you can travel and rent accommodation. Scotland take, I think, around 3 months, and after that, when everything back to normal, let's say, okay, that's me. I have to back. I have to learn. I have to, take another priorities. We can't, just stuck in the point zero.
I mean, that is a scary time. I mean, it's scary for everyone, but especially, like you say, you weren't sure how long the length of time. And you mentioned that you took action, and you found Team Boostly, and what has that helped you do, and what does the business look like now? How has things changed, and how have you, I guess, what steps have you taken to improve on the situation since then?
I'm learning a lot from the podcast. Also, I have finally PMS manager, because before I was like, I can do everything, each reservation, I have to go across all listings, cross over, send message. Quite often we have got double bookings because, you are driving, you can't block calendar. Now I have got everything on the place, and beautiful new website from Boostly.
Awesome to hear. And I mean, this great time to dive into the tech side of things. So just to summarize, you've done some training, you've listened to the podcast, and I can see you've taken a lot of action. But the two things I want to dive into, you mentioned your PMS, and who was your PMS again? Sorry.
I have got Avivo now.
Avivo, awesome. And for people listening in who may not have a PMS, what advice would you have for somebody who hasn't got a PMS?
Don't be like me. Go straight away. It's really helpful, and you don't have to keep everything. When you get booking, you get stressed. You have to block this, block this, block this. You can forget. You just, okay, I have got reservation. Everything go block. All messages are sent. I just, can drink my coffee, enjoy life. Yeah. Don't be like me. Don't get stubborn. You can do everything. Just go for this, what is put for us. Yeah. It's really helpful.
I think a lot of people will be resonating with what you're saying, because once you've got your PMS, you sort of, why wasn't I doing this before? I mean, that's how I felt myself, and it just makes such a difference to the time you get. You don't have to worry, do you? Not
yes, definitely. And also, you have got more listings, because they put you on. Visit Scotland. There is lots of small different websites, and people can see, because we use like the OTA, like the channel to show. We don't want people to book by them, but if people show you and you have got the brand, like my brand is Cozy Caravan Scotland, people always can go to the Facebook or Instagram and find me.
That's cool. And you brought us beautifully onto branding in general, like you say, because with Avivo, and not many people will necessarily know this about Avivo as a PMS, it's actually the PMS that puts you in the most places. It literally puts you on so many different booking channels. And of course, because you're spreading your net really wide, and like you say, with your photos and your photography, you're hinting to people to come and book direct. People see your brand and they've got hints, and then they search for you. And of course, they land on your Boostly website, which is going to be amazing. So that is how you're going to bring more people into book, which is pretty spectacular. So yeah, I mean, that sounds really good. And when it comes down to your website, what is your website for the people who are listening if they wanted to come and check out your website?
My website is Cozy Caravan Scotland. And there's available one apartment in Glasgow, and caravan and lodge, and you can book there. And the website is amazing because before I had my website was weeks and was so rubbish, was no mobile friendly. When you try go on mobile, the disappear, not easy. Now everything is working smoothly.
That's cool.
That's website.
That's good to hear. And one of the things which we'd like to ask, I mean, as this is being released, you know, we're near the end of 2022. What are you most excited about at the moment, whether it's hospitality or otherwise?
I'm excited about next year because, you know, next year bring, you know, I hope bring us a lot of new bookings. And in Glasgow, we have got lots of events. Probably we will be holding the Eurovision, but we still don't know. But yeah, we are really looking forward for next year.
That's really cool. I mean, what a massive massive opportunity that will be. So fingers crossed for the
Euro. After the COP26, the city was like full and everyone was hosting. People just message me because lots of people know me, and people who just, okay, we want rent for the COP. Karolina, can you create for us listing just for this time? I say absolutely not a problem. Yeah? And this moment, I think I have got about 25 listings.
Wow. So that is that's going to be major, isn't it? And we touched on briefly, you're obviously on Instagram and on Facebook, and it sounds as though you're the person people tag when people are looking for accommodation or when people are looking for a co-host. Is there any tips or any hints that you've got for people when it comes down? There'll be hosts listening to this who don't do anything on social media at all. What tips or what advice would you have for them?
I think the social media is very important because people see your pictures, see your brand. And if you are not it's easy to learn, because quite often I ask my kids if I don't know how, you know, do video or something. I just give the phone to my kids and they make a magic and help me. If you don't know, ask your kids, but it's really worth to be, you know, just go and create. It's easy peasy. Create the profile and go spread the word about your property.
Love it. So as we reach towards the end of these Behind the Host podcasts, we love to ask a couple of quick fire questions. So these answers can be as short or as long as you like. And yeah, we'll dive in. So if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower, talk with animals, because I love animals.
Oh, sorry, that broke up a bit there. Say again.
If I can understand and talk with animals, because I really love animals. And also we create in our listing, like if people stay with animals in our properties, the 50% we just donate to dog rescues, because I'm really about the animals, help animals. Yeah. If someone got animals that will stay with us, we just clearly say that's the price, but half of this price we just donate to rescue center every month.
Hey, that is something that you need all over the website.
Yeah, it's small, but can really help the small, you know, like charities. It's plenty of on Facebook. You can find out them and just help.
But that's the power as a host, you know, like from starting a business and creating income for yourself. You know, that's the first thing. It helps, you know, build an income, you know, live day to day. You can start to help the causes which are important to yourself, and being able to donate, you know, fee. And you say a small, but ultimately, if everybody did that, hey, that would change things massively, wouldn't it? So
that's the different. And also, if the guests leave any unopened food, we just donate to the food bank. Yeah, because that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And if someone left, we just, you know, pack everything, and one times a week we just donate to food bank.
Nice, and so important as well. And you know, I love these quickfire because, you know, they really get to know you as opposed to the business. You know what I mean? Like what's important to you. And talking to animals isn't one that I've had before, so it's good. What is your top book recommendation or audio podcast? One of the two.
Audio podcast. I like Thanks for Visiting. I really like listening the girls.
Love those guys.
And how I found Boostly, because I was listening the Thanks for Visiting, and there was Mark, and that was because when I always was looking was nothing in UK, and I just go there listening. Oh my God, there's a guy from UK. I have to go there.
Oh, brilliant! I'm glad it led onto good things. So yeah, the thanks for visiting is a popular one. We get a lot of people from all over listen to that, so that's a cool one. And Mark gets everywhere, doesn't he? Which is great.
Yeah,
So
and everyone is talking about the mark and direct booking and everything. Yeah.
that's cool. And what is one piece of advice or a mantra that you live by? You know, sort of a motto or some sort of thing that you live by.
Never give up like me, because I take a break, but never give up. Just go, go, go.
That shows, and what a beautiful way to bring it to an end, because that
Yeah.
shows, you know, your journey. Like you say, you suffered a challenge during COVID,
Yeah.
and even by the business dropping, you still went out there and took action, which is
Yeah, never give. Yeah, just keep going.
I love it. And I'm just going to ask one bonus question: is how has being a member of Team Boostly helped you? You know, have you felt this valuable? Has it been worthwhile?
Yes, it's just amazing. If someone is now of the Boostly, just go, because it's amazing. You have got always podcast. You have got always everything. If you ask question, everyone just give you straight away the answer. It's a good community.
Thank you for that. And yeah, I feel we've really got to understand your business and some of your challenges. And you know, there's been some tips in here. People will feel inspired by your journey. And thank you very much for coming on today. If people wanted to get in touch, what's the best way to do so?
The best is found me on Instagram, my business account Cozy Caravan Scotland, or also we are on the Facebook, but mostly Instagram is the best to get contact with me.
That's cool. So this, for anybody listening, is at Cozy, COSY _ caravan, CARAVAN _ Scotland, which is SCOTLAND. And definitely go and connect with Karolina there, and you know, say hi and drop her a message saying you've just listened to this on the podcast. For anybody else who would love to come on the Behind the Host podcast or get involved in the community, the best place to go to would be the hospitality community on Facebook, and you'll be able to join in there with our free Facebook community. Anybody who wants to find out more about Boostly can do so at boostly.co.uk. So thank you so much, Karolina, for coming on today. And yeah, what is your plans for the rest of today?
I back to the gym today because I have got the off on the rest of the day, and it's time for yoga.
Oh, nice. I like it. Well, thanks again for coming on, and yeah, take care for now.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Having a blast, gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely.